Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of Midnight Chats, the interview podcast from Loud and Quiet magazine. Our guest this week is the electronic musician Gold Panda, who is known as Derwin to his friends, of which I am going to be as bold to say I consider myself one. I've interviewed Derwin a couple of times for the magazine and met him out and about at his shows. So it's particularly fun to have him in for this week's podcast. The reason he was here, though, is essentially he's selling his wares of a new record called Good Luck and Do Your Best, his third album. Comes out on, and he's got a new record deal to put it out on City Slang, which is a great label based in Berlin, where he used to live. We talk a little bit about Berlin. We talk a bit about being Essex boys, because that's one of the things that we have in common, is we are both from that hallowed county of Essex. So we have a little chat about that. And we also talk a lot about Japan, actually, because this album was inspired by Japan and two trips that Derwin took to Japan. But everything he does seems to be inspired by Japan. He can speak Japanese and write it, and he's lived there for a while and studied the language, so it's a very important place to him. So we talk a bit about that, and what else? I can't really remember what else we spoke about, but so I'll just leave it for you to listen to. This is the 5th episode of Midnight Chats. Do check in on the older ones if you haven't had a chance to listen to those yet. We're probably going to do one more in this first series. You may well have noticed that we took off a couple of weeks. That was ultimately due to Easter and us slacking off. But we're back into the rhythm of it now. So there'll be another one in 2 weeks' time. But until then, please enjoy this chat that I had with Derwin. And when his record does drop on the 27th of May, I implore you to go and buy it, because I think it's his best one yet. I say that to him in this interview, which is always a bit cringy when you're telling someone that you think that good, but it is a great record. So go and check it out. This is Gold Panda on Midnight Chats number 5.
Yes.
We're on.
This is it.
Hi, Derwin. Welcome to our podcast. Do you prefer Derwin or do you prefer Gold Panda?
Derwin's fine.
Do people call you Gold Panda?
Yes.
Do they say to you, like if, it was a fan?
Some fans just call me Derwin. When I was in Norwich the other week, I played a show and I was hiding behind my live desk before I stood up and played.
Well, that was your stage entrance.
Because we had a big LED screen behind me, so I had to kind of duck under that to get onto the stage. And when I was on the stage, I was trapped, so I just sort of ducked behind my gear.
Okay.
And then someone said, Derwin. And I looked up thinking it was someone I knew, and it was just a fan, someone there for the show.
Just calling you out, and ruining the big grand entrance.
Yeah.
Do you have walk-on music?
No, nothing like that. I stood up when the lights went down, I stood up very awkwardly, and everyone went, like giggled, as I just stood there and pressed play on my equipment.
It sounds like a grand entrance. So what's on the screen?
It's visuals by a guy called Dan Toombs, and he is now famous for electronic stuff.
Amazing.
He's doing the Charlatans, he's been doing John Hopkins visuals, Blank Mass, a bunch of other people, and basically people from Norwich or people who live in Norwich are just really good and creative and doing exciting things. So there's Luke Abbott's up there who mixed the record, and I've met a lot of other people from Norwich, and they all seem to be really talented.
I was in Norwich last month when we did that cover feature there with Let's Eat Grandma.
Yeah,
they're from Norwich. They're still in school at Norwich. They're only 16 and 17.
Okay,
but they were like so I met them in a park, but then we went to this kind of art space in the centre of town.
Yeah,
and
Norwich Art Centre, was it that one?
it's right in the middle of
the
town.
Playhouse, maybe.
No, I have been there.
Yeah.
I've been there on a drunken night out.
Okay.
But Norwich does seems to have things going on.
Yeah.
Seems to be. Are you still thinking of moving there?
I'd like to buy a house there because it's kind of like this place where no one needs to pass through to go anywhere, so it's just got its own thing going on.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go, if you're going to Leeds, you don't need to go through Norwich.
No.
Or
You're either
Norfolk.
going to Norwich.
Yeah, you're going to that part of the country, or you're not.
Or you're not going anywhere.
So, it's just, and it just feels nice. It's just a really nice city.
Yeah.
Just there's loads. There seems like loads to do. Maybe if you live there, it's a bit different. You're used to it, but people are happy. I think. Yeah.
I did a Alan Partridge walking tour in Norwich.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Wasn't it a stag do?
No, it wasn't. No, it sounds like it should be a stag do. It was like a stag do without a wedding. It was just, silly boys on a weekend away in Norwich.
And is that when you ended up getting drunk?
On that street.
Prince of Wales.
Prince of Wales.
Did you go
Street. Yeah. It was...
so that's the street that everyone goes out.
That's like the party street, isn't
party
it?
street.
Like
for all the people in the surrounding villages. They come to Norwich and go out there.
Yeah, it's fun
on the weekends. Yeah.
But currently you've just moved back to London.
Yeah, so I've been in Essex for the last 2 years, and now I'm just moved back to London.
As a fellow Essex boy...
Yeah. Are you wearing white socks?
No, I'm not, but I was wearing Reebok Classics 2 days ago.
Well, there you go.
I've just bought a new pair.
Brilliant.
They are really comfy.
They are, yeah.
But I don't know if I can really... The problem is when I've got like the boot ones.
Okay.
And the problem is I think I look a bit like Napoleon Dynamite when I've got them on. Because
Yeah,
they're a bit moon booty.
I know, they're a bit big.
Yeah. Do you feel... I feel personally as an Essex man, I don't think I call myself an Essex boy anymore. Do you think... the stereotype of Essex boys?
Yeah.
Because we're not typical Essex boys.
No.
Are we? But at the same time, do you feel... I feel like it's got worse since I was younger.
Yeah.
And I think it's due to the only way is Essex.
Oh, yeah, that side has got worse.
Yeah.
People spending time on their appearance has got really bad.
Out of control.
Yeah, and there's two types. Maybe it's the same guys but wearing their off-duty clothes and they're going out at night clothes. But there's a lot of guys, maybe in their mid-30s, and they've got like a tight sweater on, and they work out their top half, and skinny jeans have just made it to Chelmsford.
Yeah.
And so women's jeans, very tight, and so they look like a triangle.
Yeah, because they don't work out their legs,
Yeah,
right? They
and
just do
they
like
do their top
weights.
half, yeah, and they've got like a New Era cap or something.
Yeah.
So they kind of look like Justin Bieber, maybe, isn't it? Influence?
And they've got like a kind of quilted barber jacket.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you find like when people don't know you at all, ask where you're from, you say, "Oh, I'm from Essex."
Yeah.
Because I still get it when people go, "Oh," they kind of roll their eyes and go, "Oh, Essex-born."
Yeah, but we're not. I don't know. Yeah, or what are we?
I don't know. We're Essex. I've got Reebok Classics.
Yeah, you're Essex.
I am Essex. But do you miss like when you moved back here? Do you miss Chelmsford?
No. I do like it there. I like that there's nothing to do, and I think I work more on music there. So
you're distracted when you're in town.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'm going to try and get a studio in London, and I've never had a studio before, and it's proving quite difficult to get one that is close to where I live, because I've picked like a leafy, nice suburb, a leafy, nice area, of London, and which is quite expensive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so there's nowhere near there because it's all residential. No one wants anyone making noise.
No.
So I have to go quite far out to get this. Maybe I'll end up in Chelmsford and I'll just commute
home.
Yeah.
And you've also recently become a vegan.
Well, no.
No, is that off?
What's
happened there?
Well, my girlfriend wasn't very well and she had to change her diet, so I thought I would change mine, and I decided to be vegan. And
that
actually
is
felt really good.
Extremely chivalrous of you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
And
yeah.
then, so I tried to do that for a while, and I felt really good, and it was great. And then she had her operation, and now she's fixed, and so I just stopped being a vegan
Because she could stop being a vegan.
But now I didn't do it for the good of. It was purely personal selfishness. It was like I will feel healthier if I'm a vegan. So I think I had a sausage the other day, so I've stopped being a vegan, but I'm gonna probably try again.
Yeah.
In a bit. I'm vegetarian most of the time.
Is that harder to do when you're on the road? Because you're always on the road.
No, I avoid eating meat away from home because I've had food. When I was younger, I had food poisoning a bunch of times, and it was always meat related. And since then I've been very wary of eating meat out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kebabs or anything like that. I'll never do anything that looks dodgy or has a food hygiene rating less than 5. Because why would anywhere have
less
than the maximum being cleanest?
Yeah, that's true.
Then I wouldn't eat there. So yeah, I avoid any meat because I just don't trust people.
That's fair enough. You don't know where it's been.
Cooking skills or heating up a chicken but not hot enough or whatever,
Yeah.
I just don't. So I always go veggie.
Yeah. So before you moved back to Chelmsford and eventually back to London, you were living in Berlin for a bit.
Yeah.
For like 3 years?
Nearly 3 years.
3 years.
Well, it was Hamburg first and then Berlin. So
Yeah.
Hamburg for nearly a year and then Berlin.
Do you miss there at all?
I don't really. I went back last week to see. So I signed to a label called City Slang, who are based in Cottbus.
I can see you've got the bag there.
I've got the bag. It's a freebie.
On brand.
And I did 2 days of press, and I got to visit a coffee shop I really liked near my house. It does run by 2 Kiwis that do great avocado on toast with bacon. Yeah, real good. And went to see them, and they were happy to see me, I think. And a record shop, and walked past my old flat, and I thought I was going to feel really weird about it, but it was kind of nice. But I don't miss living there.
It's quite a nighttime city.
Yeah, it is. Stuff doesn't. I'm a morning person, and stuff. You want to get a cup of tea or something in the morning, and nothing's open until about 10 or 11, which is just a bit late for me.
Yeah.
I want my cup of tea at 8 or something.
But generally speaking, whilst doing these podcasts, we kind of seem to always ask people, because it's called Midnight Chats, if they are a nighttime or a morning person.
Okay.
With that in mind, so if you're more kind of a morning guy,
Yeah.
but you are an electronic musician who has to play in clubs late at night.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's really difficult.
Do you find it difficult, like being...
I really want to go to bed around 11.
Okay. What's the latest you've played?
Probably about 4 a.m. or something.
See, is that any fun for you?
Not really, because you end up going to bed then and waking up about 2.
Right.
And then going to the club around 3. And then trying to get in the mood to play.
So you'd go to bed, you wouldn't just think, I'm just going to stay up?
No, I can't do that. I'm not tough.
No.
I need to go to bed for a while and then get up. And then, yeah, maybe... I think when I was living in Berlin, Luke Abbott came over and he was playing in a club and his set time was 8 a.m. or something. So he stayed at mine. We watched a Jason Statham film, fell asleep, woke up, had showers, went to the club at 7, had a drink, like a Club Mate, those like caffeine tea drinks they have. Yeah. And danced for a bit while he did his set, and then he got a taxi to the airport and went home, and I went and had a fry up.
Amazing.
And that was a better experience of clubbing. That was probably my favourite experience.
When was the last time you went to a club just to be in the club and dance and not, you weren't performing in the club?
Probably a time in Japan, but I don't remember when.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, last time I was in Berlin, I went to a really mad club called Tresor.
Yeah, Tresor, yeah. It's a famous techno label as well. So.
Yeah, it was really, really hard.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember there was a dungeon part of it.
Yeah.
In the basement. Have you been there? Have you been to
I haven't been to Tresor, but I had a friend who was making techno and he was on the label. So.
It was like pure, like really hard, and the only light source in the basement was a strobe.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty hard. I hate strobes.
It was so intense, and I can't remember what time I left, but they gave me sunglasses as I left the club.
Did you have fun?
I did have a lot of fun, yeah. But it was really like, I mean, I couldn't do it. Some people do that all the time, right? Yeah. That's just that. Like, especially in Berlin, it's such a big part of that city's culture, isn't it? To just go clubbing all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Drugs?
Drugs, that would be it. Drugs.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people just like going out and partying. Or, I mean, it's not partying though, is it? It's different because they're raving. It's not like getting drunk with friends and then ending up at, like Chelmsford, going out with a bunch of lads and then going to a club because you want to try and pull a bird or there's nowhere else to go and you want more drinks. That's
quite sociable, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people are going to dance and enjoy the music, and I think from my experience of growing up in Chelmsford that no one did that, really. There wasn't the opportunity to do that. There wasn't a club that catered for dancing and music.
Didn't Chelmsford have a club called Zeus?
Yeah.
Is that still around?
No, it was long gone. And Duke's,
that was the other one.
Yeah,
Duke's.
They're both gone.
Yeah. So, like, in terms of your crowds that come to your shows, what are they ravers? That sounded terrible. The way I said that then was as if I was your dad. Ravers?
Are they ravers?
But are they like club heads or not really? Because like your music, no. I don't really kind of consider it necessarily. I don't know if I even consider it club music.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think I just ended up getting booked in clubs because it's electronic music and people assume that it's danceable. And when I started playing live, I would just play my songs and people would dance to them. So I made it more dancey. And I don't know if that's good. Yeah. But it makes the gig go quicker for me. Because I'm busy and people seem to be having fun.
So was it that on your first record, when you're playing out those tracks, were people more static than they were on the second record?
No, I think I made a bit of a mistake because people will dance if they like your music, and then I tried to make it dancey and people stopped dancing. Right. Because they wanted Gold Panda tunes.
Okay.
And so for a while it was a bit hairy.
Was it?
Yeah. But then you have to get them. You have to, you start off and they don't really, no one cares, and then by the end of it you've got them, and there's a point where it happens. And it sometimes it's quite early on and sometimes it's quite late. Sometimes it's in the middle. And
are there moments when you're up there thinking, I don't think I'm going to get them tonight?
Yeah. Yeah.
And is that just because people are literally stood rooted to the ground?
Some
and you're
gigs
up
are
there?
just shit and you don't know. There's a bunch of reasons sometimes.
I think the last one I did at a festival, I won't name it, but they put it was a good festival. It was all going fine. There was there's a band from Australia, I think, King Gizzard and the Lizard.
That's it.
And they were great. I really enjoyed that. And I was like, I'm going on next. It's going to be fun. I'd like to play after them. Because it's totally different.
Yeah.
And then they put a banging techno DJ on for 30 minutes.
Oh, right. Just across that, just as your warm up.
Yeah. And I couldn't follow that because my music isn't. Well, for a start, he's playing mastered tracks that have been, mastered at a proper studio.
Yeah.
Then the audio file in the highest quality through a massive PA.
Were people going nuts to it as well?
People were, they were ready to have that music fired at them. And then I had to go on after that. And it was just no way I could follow it. Because I'm trying to do my music in a live way, which means that there are some it's not clear as playing a track from a CD. You know, there's indiscrepancy. You know, there's problems with it, which is good.
Which is the charm of it, essentially. Yeah.
But I couldn't compete with a banging, you know, techno set, and it just didn't really work.
So you're there.
And it wasn't good. It wasn't techno I like either. That's what made it worse.
Right.
I don't know what it was. There was one bit that sounded like a didgeridoo, but not in an Aphex Twin good way. It was the worst kind of Euro, not techno, like Euro electro stuff, and it was horrible.
Did you get them by the end of it?
No,
you didn't.
No, I
at all.
failed.
It was
someone shouted "Silver Pando."
That's our thing.
That's a great heckle, though.
That's a good one. There was one. Where was it? I think it was Moog Festival. Long time ago, and I got them at that one, and that was good, and it went off, and it was really fun. But at the start, as I went on, someone went "golden penis" or something like that.
Do you genuinely like the playing live thing? Considering you're a morning person, you're playing late clubs.
I mean, I like it when it's fun and you have a good gig, but then you don't. I don't like it until I've finished. I don't realise that it's good.
Do you get people offering you a lot of drugs?
Weed.
Weed?
Have a smoke after the show with someone, and I don't, because I'm just not
want to go to bed.
Yeah. I'm sure it's great, but I don't smoke, and I feel like smoking weed is not helpful in any way.
Yeah.
The only times I've done it is through a vaporizer, but even then I'm a lightweight. I can't do any drugs. I'm scared of myself on any drug. I don't know what I do, so I'll stick to alcohol and not much of it.
Yeah. So if like me, you don't really consider your music club, quote unquote club music.
No, I'd love to make a club record, like a house record or a techno record. But I always struggle whether I'm making Gold Panda or what is Gold Panda? Is it the music I make and it's anything, or is it what I've been doing, which is I pick songs that I make that I think fit this name and this style?
Yeah.
And right now, after 3 albums, I'm kind of deciding where I go next. Do I start fresh with a new thing, or will it just sound like Gold Panda, and so I should call it Gold Panda? I don't know. So I just need to experiment for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new record is called Good Luck and Do Your Best, and it's inspired by 2 trips to Japan.
Yeah. I mean, I just make, in a loose way, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that it was a direct... I make music all the time, but I think going to Japan and being able to speak Japanese and read it and write it and get involved in the culture and conversations and have Japanese friends, then it's like an ongoing inspiration.
Yeah.
So
because you've been to Japan a lot, right?
Yeah, loads. I've lost count now.
And what is it about Japan?
I just enjoy being there. It just makes me feel happy to be there, and I could live there, I guess, but
that's what I was going to ask. I'm surprised you've not, seeing as you've moved to Berlin and you've been.
I have lived there, and I think now I can, through music, afford to, kind of business expense going there as being because I record there or do something there, or I go for gigs. Then it's just made it like this great place I can get away to, and I used to think or dream about, it would be great to live in Japan, but how would I work? How would I make money? And now I'm able to support myself through a hobby. I can just go there and hang out, which is just feels really good. And I didn't have to. After I studied Japanese, I went through all these job interviews to be, marketing assistant or banker or something, some Japanese bank or something. And they were just so depressing. I just didn't want to do it, and I feel like I've, in a way, won.
So you went there originally on these 2 trips that it's essentially turned into the new record.
Yeah.
You weren't going to go and put you were going to go and do some field recordings there. Is that right? And it was going to be something else. It wasn't going to be like a Gold Panda album.
We were going to do so I went with a photographer, and we were just going to do a book of her photos and my field recordings.
Okay.
And I ended up getting about 5 hours of, maybe 7 hours of field recordings, and I didn't have a plan of what I was going to record. I just started recording, and it was exciting because I hadn't done it really, properly. I hadn't bought a proper recorder before with a directional mic and everything, so did all that.
But is that that's what you took out? You bought that to go out there?
Yeah.
You had the real gear?
Yeah, I had the proper stuff.
Okay, good.
And it was fun. And then I think that took the pressure off me a bit, because I'd done something and I was able to write new music that didn't have to be anything. I could just make music again. Yeah, it kind of knocked a wall down that I was stuck behind, maybe, with trying to, why should I make another record?
Yeah. I remember when you released the second record, and we did an interview for the magazine, and you were saying how, because was there like 3 years between the first two records?
Yeah.
Or maybe more.
There was, 3 years. It's 3 years since between both records.
And I remember around that time of the second record, you were saying that you did genuinely think about just not doing another one, and just saying, because of the success of Lucky Shiner, and you just thought, why do I need to do another one? Maybe I should just like walk away from it, because you kind of had that, it was getting in your head a bit, and you were struggling with making another record. Did you have that a similar?
I didn't this time, because
experience?
I felt like I'd done the second record, and now I wanted to do a third one with so I could kind of forget about the second one, maybe, in a way, or just, I think with the first two records, maybe it was kind of unfinished. I felt like I had this other pop. I feel like I'm with these three records, they're kind of on the pop end of electronic music. It's not all techno or something.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had more to give in those songs to kind of I'm lost for words, but to kind of back up my catalogue in a way. Like, this is what I'm doing, and I can prove it with another album.
Yeah.
And I was worried about my music being positive and happy and motivational, rather than being dark and serious. I felt like my music was kind of a bit throwaway and stupid because it had pop elements.
Yeah. Well, this record is this record feels really uplifting.
Well, I think I just gave into it.
Right.
I was like, well, this is kind of the music I've been making, and I shouldn't try and... When I listen to a dark techno record that seems clever, is it really? Or is it just like it's kind of marketed that way? It's kind of, if you don't understand, you if it hasn't got a chorus or something, is it too clever for you? And so, you think it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I worried about that for a bit, and I was trying to make a serious record.
Yeah.
A credible record, and it just didn't work. And I think in being more honest about the music I make, and even the video we made where I'm hanging out with my grandma, I was really worried that people would take the piss. But being honest, even if they did, being honest has kind of helped it in a way, and people it's kind of been more, it's been really well received. I think I haven't tried to make something that I couldn't make. I haven't failed in making like a weird record or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be worse.
Yeah.
If I tried to do like a banging techno record, but it failed.
So what's the story behind the sleeve? Is particularly, I love the sleeve because I love the photo on it, which is of, it looks like, is he a traffic warden or something?
He's a security guard.
He's looking in a bush.
Yeah.
But what's different about it is that it's not been cropped to the size of a square for an LP.
Yeah.
It's like a landscape photograph.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it's just white below.
Yeah.
What was...
It gives you like a frame. It gives you a ramp to look up to that image.
Yeah.
Also, you can hold the record without
touching the image.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. That's
So
true.
you're not covering him or anything, because if he was in the middle or at the bottom, as soon as you picked it up, you'd obscure part of it. And I think that bit's important because it's his feet and he's looking at that bit, and it just feels nice. I feel like that's the right framing for that image.
I love it. I've never seen it done before. Does
That's
the
interesting.
but so what is that an image? It's an image of a security guard.
I think he's a security guard for a college or something, and he is. What we noticed in Japan is that people do their jobs really well, and even if they don't particularly like them. And I think British people don't. I mean, they do that, but it's not so obvious. So he's a security guard, and he's looking in his, this kind of lawn bush bit that's kind of decorating the front of the college, and he's picking up. Well, I think it was a sweet wrapper, like a quality street wrapper looking kind of thing.
Right.
And I don't think a security guard in the UK would do that. I think they'd leave it to the cleaner or someone who picks up the rubbish. Maybe they would, but it just felt like we just noticed people doing their jobs really well and overachieving, going above and beyond, and that was really good, like a good feeling. Like even if I don't like playing gigs, I should just do my best anyway. I should just give more than 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm doing that, but that is
It's a good way to try to be.
Yeah.
And the title itself came from something that a cabbie said to you, right?
Yeah, so in English he said, "Good luck and do your best," as we were getting out of the cab. And it was just funny because no one would really ever say that. No native speaker would say that. And there are Japanese phrases that are kind of, there's "ganbatte kudasai," which is, good luck or do your best. It kind of has a lot of translations, and it just sounded nice. It sounded like a good motivational quote. Probably something terrible that people are going to put in that, like italic writing.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
You should get a tattoo of it.
I should, yeah.
That's.
But if you use what I assume he would have said in Japanese, which is "ganbatte kudasai," if you just put that on, it would be rubbish. It wouldn't work.
I mean, it's going to have to be on your. Do you have merch?
Yeah.
Is it Gold Panda merch?
Yeah.
You're going to need to put it on like a shirt, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to use the Japanese because it would just be "ganbatte kudasai," and that would be kind of boring.
And people, So you're going to, but you are going to have to put the slogan on.
Yeah.
Shirts. That's going to be good though.
Yeah. Have you seen the back of the record? Have you got a promo?
No, I've got a promo, but it's not got the.
Okay, so the back on it. The back says "Good luck and do your best" down the side in quite big letters, and then Gold Panda in massive letters, like a real. It almost looks like a post-punk record. The idea came from kind of that kind of photocopied, badly cut out letters, just as big as possible. It's big letters down the side, and then an image, and I think it looks really good because the record is quite direct. There's no fluff. All the songs are kind of pop songs with choruses, much in the way that Lucky Shiner was, I guess. I just feel like the sample choices are better. The mix down is great. The way it's mastered is nice and warm, and it's a clean sounding record, and I think the artwork reflects that.
I think it's your best record.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I can expect a 7.5.
You can expect. It's been reviewed.
Oh no,
it's been reviewed already. It's. Should I tell you the score?
I don't know. Do you want to?
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I don't care what you think.
So when you're fit, the film recordings that you did in Japan.
Well, if you didn't, what I was thinking. Sorry, just ignore your question.
Go on.
But I think if you didn't enjoy, it's supposed to be an enjoyable, fun record, and if it failed in doing that, then that would be sad. That would upset me.
Yeah.
I guess my only downfall there is there's no kind of if it fails in that, then there's nothing else going for it.
Right, sure.
So that would be a shame. But what can you do?
Yeah,
it's only a record.
It's only a record. You can make another
one.
So the field recordings that you went out to Japan to do.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're in the... Are they in the record?
There's only one.
There's only one that you made.
So when I listened back to the field recordings, there was so much stuff that I didn't know how to listen to it.
How did you even decide what to record?
I didn't. I just started recording, and I just walked down the street and started recording. And then because the microphones are so good, you can hear something and you can aim the microphone in that direction. You can pick it up and you can kind of follow it like a torch.
Right. Okay.
Like a torch in the dark, so you can find all these sounds. And I didn't really, until I got home, I didn't realise what I'd actually been recording. But when I listened back, it was loads of kind of the humming of vending machines and electronic sounds, and like air conditioning units and the brakes of trains pulling in and out of stations. And now I've got all these sounds, and they're all in these really cool high frequencies and stuff. And so I wanted to keep that. And I've still got them. But the good thing about doing those field recordings is that the first recording I did was I plugged the recorder, I plugged into the headphone socket of the plane, and it had this like kind of humming sound, and then the speech of the woman telling you know, about the seat belts or whatever, or the flight time.
Yeah.
And I'd bought a little WAV player that goes in a modular synth setup, like a Euro rack setup, and I put all the sounds in there, and I just started triggering them in random ways, maybe about 30 samples or something. And that is on Metal Bird. The first sound you hear is all the glitchy sounds are just chopped up. Oh, I don't know if I should say that, but
Other airlines are available.
Yeah. It's probably copyright or something, I don't know, it's a weird way. But just that was my jumping off point to make a record, and that track came together really easily.
So all the field recordings are currently they're waiting for a home, are they? Or are you going to do the book?
We're doing the book,
yeah.
But I'm not putting the field recordings in there. So I'm trying to keep everything separate. Like, here's an album, here's a book, here's something else. And I don't know where I'm going on this journey, but it's been pretty fun so far, so I'm just going to stick with it.
I remember when, really in the early days, because you've been doing it since like 2008.
2008. Yeah.
So getting on for 10 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
And I remember way back then you had a panda hat.
Yeah.
Where is the panda hat now?
It's in a box.
You still got it?
I still got it. I bought it for 500 yen, which is about £2.50, in a shop called Don Quixote, which is a shop in Tokyo. There's a bunch of them there everywhere. It's a chain, but it sells everything you could ever need.
Right. What's the equivalent that we've got here?
We don't have it. There isn't one.
Woolworths?
No, like seriously everything, from your food shopping,
like a Walmart,
to dildos, to
panda hats,
sofas, suitcases, shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like a Walmart, I guess.
Just everything.
Yeah.
So you bought it there, and because that was your trademark for a while.
Yeah, well, I didn't think anyone would take me seriously, and obviously by wearing a woolly panda hat, they're not going to.
But they did, though, didn't they?
They did take me seriously. Yeah, people liked it, and then panda hats became fashionable. Like, people would just wear them. Have you noticed this? Like animal hats.
Yeah. They're a big seller on the festival circuit.
Yeah,
aren't they?
luckily I'd stopped by then.
Yeah,
I was very happy. But people, the odd photo still crops up. I just wish they wouldn't drag those out. I mean, I guess it helped in a way, but people still say, like, hey, why don't you get a Gold Panda mask? God, no, come on. And people, I reckon if I got a Gold Panda suit and a light show, I'd make a fortune.
Like the dead mouse thing.
Yeah.
Like having a big head on.
Yeah.
There's
probably clean up.
What I like most about you is that you're not secretive, in the sense that, you know, like a lot of people, you know, like that once Burial did it, everyone thought, I'm going to be an electronic guy,
but
no
people
one's
think
going to know
I am,
who I am.
in a way.
Do they?
Because my real name hasn't been, apart from you.
I know, yeah, I accidentally wrote it, didn't I? But I got away with it.
You got away with it
because no one reads.
I got away with
no one reads
Loud and Quiet.
Loud and Quiet, so it's fine.
Yeah, I just didn't. The only reason I don't use my real name is because why should I?
Yeah.
But then the worst thing is, my friend started calling me Schlecker because there was a shop in Berlin, like Boots or Superdrug, pharmacy kind of thing, that was very near the flat I moved to. So I always used to go in there, and I just started being called Schlecker, and then I can't remember where it came from, but a festival wrote that my name was Derwin Schlecker, and then Wikipedia cited it was a citation.
Right.
So false information has ended up on Wikipedia and then I even get hotels booked under Schlecker.
Do you?
And they can't find me, and it's just really frustrating.
But at the same time, you don't do the whole I will only be photographed with the back of my head.
No, because I've got a bald patch.
Oh, that's why. That's why.
But yeah,
because everyone does that. Like in your world, I mean, you must come across all these people. Maybe not the dead mouses. Have you ever been on a bill with dead mouse?
I don't think so.
But like the quartets and
yeah. But everyone knows Kieran's pretty open, isn't he?
Oh no, he is. Yeah, but like a lot of people. There was that whole room, wasn't it, that he is Burial.
Yeah,
that Burial is Kieran.
That's the dream of middle class white music fans.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But do you find so you must bump into these people a lot on your way in and out of clubs or whatever. Is there like a good vibe between everyone?
I don't think they like me, so I just stay away.
Why do you?
I don't know. They're all really nice. Yeah, everyone's really nice. Is that boring?
A supportive crowd.
I just think everyone's happy to be doing. They're all big music fans as well, like Floating Points and Dan Snaith and everyone, and they buy loads of music and they get to DJ. And why would they be any other way? I guess because they're just really happy with what they're doing. Really
Have you ever heard any of them DJ out any of your songs?
No, that's why I think they don't like me. But they wouldn't mind. I don't think my songs are maybe fit with what they do. But I mean, I think you can get to like people, and you don't necessarily have to like their music.
Oh, that's definitely true.
And also, maybe you don't like people's music, and then you hear it, and you see them perform it, and you get to know them, and you kind of understand the music they make because their personality kind of comes through a bit, and then you start to like their music a bit more, I think. But I've brought shows down to a minimum.
Have you?
Yeah, because I'm happier when I'm not doing them. And I mean, I obviously need to tour a record. Do I? I mean, I'm told I need to tour a record, and it is fun. Some of it's fun. So, but I'm just not going to tour it for 3 years.
Right, we should wrap this up.
Okay.
How do I don't know how to end these podcasts. I normally just fade them down.
Okay, yeah, just fade us talking.
Just fade it down.
We should say it's the end.
That's the end. Well, Derwin Panda.
Schlecker,
Derwin Schlecker.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much for being a guest on Midnight Chats.
Thanks for
Good
having
luck
me.
with the new record.
Cheers. Thanks for my review.
8 out of 10.